It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
In the criminal justice system, sexually-based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories.
What's up, y'all? My name's Josiah, and today I got devastating news, and I feel like it's the perfect time to do a story time. I'm gonna do a story time about how I slept with the devil and caught HIV literally within 8-7 months. So for the sake of my video and the fact that I don't want to give him no clout, I'm not gonna name drop. But I started fucking with this guy. We're gonna call him the devil. I started fucking with the devil in around October, very end of October, early November. We consistently had sex. We never used the condom, and we didn't think too much of it. Throughout the time that I've dealt with him, especially in the beginning stages, he always stole things from my house. I have my own apartment, own car, stuff like that. He always took stuff from my house, and to me, that was a major red flag right there. And I feel like that was a sign from God. Like, I'm a firm believer in God, that regardless of my sexuality, I am. But yeah, so he started taking shit from my house, and I would literally have to chase him down for it, or I would have to fight him for it. Like, every time he came, I was always so angry, because when he would leave, stuff would come up missing from my house. So I knew then, like, that's a sign from God. Like, I should have just stopped then. So time went on, and we still stayed in contact. This wasn't like a everyday thing. Y'all know how DL dudes act. He was DL. He's like 29. He's from the same city that I'm from, but he had recently just got back from Texas. So anyway, in the midst of all this, I always picked up, like, he always had sniffles. He always had like congestion. He always had like these little minor sicknesses, like everyday type shit, you know what I'm saying? And it took for me to just really sit back and think about it today. Like, this bitch been had it. You get what I'm saying? Like, people don't just wake up, like, you do wake up with it, you get what I'm saying? But like, you just don't find the shit out one day and then forget like it ever existed. Like, you knew that you had it. Like, bitch, you been sick. So yeah, like, knowing that, he always felt this way and all this kind of stuff, like, I just kind of try to look past it.
I hate that
This message says, with this phone and my probation. Alright, he said, come out or I'm coming in. Go in, I'm not there. I'm in Ocean Spring once again handling some probation business because I'm getting ready to turn myself in. Get off live, fam. Said, you are pathetic. This was just the other day. Where are you? You need to get tested. How are you such a coochie? Just run the fade. So I'm lying? Man, run a fade, bro. You ruined my life and you don't care. He said, I got tested in January and I didn't have it. As soon as you came to me, I have it. Just talk to me, Latarius. How could you do this to someone? You hurt me so bad with this. Today is the day I'm pressing charges and everyone will know what you gave me. You're such a horrible person. It says, what's sleep? What's up? Let's do it now. Got work, you know that. Thought you was calling out. Not you remembered that, and I want to. But vacation on the 21st for a whole week. I will if you come on now, on God. Come on, I got you on Granny. Ain't got time for no lies. On my soul, last time I'm saying, are you coming? Dude, I'm literally half asleep. Nigga, get up. I'm actually in the mode.
To go further into detail about the last video, found out, like, he kept taking shit from my house, like, it wasn't cool. I tried to brush it off because, again, I really was fucking with him, and I didn't really, like, it's something that he took, but he always gave it back. Or if I beat him up, or if we argued about it, he'd give it back. You get what I'm saying? So that was the biggest red flag right there.
I beat him up.
Because, God, no, I don't like that kind of shit. Like, that was enough for me to be done fucking with him as it was. So anyway, as time went on, I began to accuse him of this is actually the first incident. So I began to accuse him of sleeping with a tranny, or somebody that I was familiar with, and he wasn't having that. So of course he denied it. He did everything he could to say that the shit was false. So when I found that out the first time, I exposed him all over Facebook. Everybody found out, and he said he was gonna kill me. He wasn't gonna fuck with me no more, this, that, and the third, whatever. So time went on. Me being the person that I am, I did feel bad about that, because it kind of wasn't no real reason to just expose him, because I found out that he was fucking a tranny. You get what I'm saying? So when I exposed him, I ended up reaching out after that, and we kind of made up, and things had got better. Things kept going. So I ain't mean to just do it like that, but yeah. So accused him of sleeping with a tranny and whatever. We got back cool, and when we got back cool, things was really good. Like, it became even more consistent. It was kind of like every day. So like I said, I even told some of my close friends. They already knew that I was fucking with them, and they know how much we fought. A particular incident that I could also point out during this time was I was on the way to taking him to go buy some smoke from his brother in Gaston Point, and these people know my car. Everybody know my truck, so I'm not lying about this. I took him to Gaston Point to go get some smoke from his brother, and I reached for his phone, but just trying to see what my name was saved as, because when I texted him while he got in the car, and I wanted to see what my name was saved as, and it looked like name with emojis and shit, so I was kind of confused. So anyway, I reached for his phone, and I guess he assumed I was reaching for his dick, so he did this, and he elbowed me in my neck. So by that time, I backhanded him. So we got into a real big ass argument about that, and I tried to fight him then, but he would not fight. You get what I'm saying? He kept saying he ain't finna fight no punk, this, that, and the third, so I let the shit go. In the last video, I discussed him sleeping with the tranny and us getting into a physical altercation in the car on the way to get weed from his brother. Yeah, so after we got to fighting in the car, I told him, I said, you know what, I'm taking you home, this it. I'm never gonna fuck with you again. Same shit that I've been saying. So he get home, he blocks me, we never talk. Like, it's probably been a month. I don't even know what month this happened. I don't want to put no exact date on it. But all of these events are leading up until July 6th, which is the day that I literally felt my life change. So once we did the little verbal and physical altercation in the car, we didn't talk for a long ass time. So let's move up to when we actually started back linking up. So he come back, and anytime he came back, he always used to try to do like nice shit, like whether it's clean my house, whether it's help me, whether it's figure out something for me, like nothing financial, but it was always something like trying to be productive, trying to make up for what he did. So he get back, we cool, we kicking it. Didn't even fuck, like nothing, because this particular time I'm finna talk about is because I wasn't in the mood for that. I wanted to see what type of timing he on. Like, I didn't know what was finna transpire. So we chilling and all this shit, like we smoking, we did all this stuff, like just he done rapped. I done recorded videos of him rapping on my phone. Like, I still have those videos too. So anyway, we chilling and shit, and I just remember me falling asleep like this particular night. Like, he been at my house all day, and he said that he would stay the night, and he don't never just sleep in the bed with me, and he didn't this time. So I knew, like, this bitch up to something. So by this time, I done fell asleep, and I woke up out my sleep. It's probably like 5 a.m. Mind y'all, I'm a mailman, so I work at 7 a.m. So I wake up about 5 a.m. and I seen that this bitch wasn't in here. So something telling me, look around the house. So I look around the house. First thing I see is like nothing missing. You get what I'm saying? So I was cool. I was chilling. I wasn't upset about nothing. So cool. Nothing missing. I go to my bathroom. My exfoliating glove and my bar of soap is in the fucking sink. That right there, bitch, threw me through the roof. I'm talking about eyes done got bugged. Bitch, I'm waiting on him to come back to the door. So his little bag, I set it outside. So he get back to the house. He like, oh, what you mad for? I didn't lock the door or some shit. And he laughed. All I remember is boom, pushing the bitch. I almost pushed him over the balcony because I stay on the second floor. But I pushed his ass. So I'm like, nah, bitch, I'm not mad at you didn't lock my door. I'm mad at why the fuck my exfoliating glove and my bar of soap in the sink. Bitch, you didn't even take a real shower. You took a whole bath. That's what I was trying to get at. So just to clarify, I am not transphobic. I've seen somebody comment that, but I deleted it. Deleted the comment. I'm not transphobic. I mean, I was just on him about that because we were fucking with each other and he was fucking the tranny. So that's why I said something to him about it, but I'm not transphobic. So yeah, in the last video, we left off with him taking a whole bath. So I knew he took the whole bath or whatever. Cool. Like, bitch, we ain't do shit. So why the fuck? Like, yeah, you could shower, bitch, but why are you taking a whole bath? Red flag. So I started thinking about the shit. I'm like, bitch, you done been fucking somebody out here in this apartment complex. The bitch thought it was so hilarious. So after I push him, he almost fall over the balcony. I'm like, bitch, get your shit. I'm finna take you home. At first I said I wasn't gonna take him home, but I knew, like, I was his only ride. And if I didn't take him home, that bitch was gonna be sitting on my steps all day. Not fucking with. So cool. I took the bitch home. And again, this was another little incident where we didn't fell out. We stopped talking. So we fall out. We stopped talking. Probably about 2 weeks. This one was short because this was something that I was mad about. So it was up to me to get over it and just move the fuck forward. So we get back cool. This bitch come back to the house, and I think at this time it was my headphones, or no, it was my speaker. My speaker always came up missing anytime he was there. Like, this bitch was in love with my beat. It ain't even a Beats. It's a JBL Peel. He loved those kind of speakers. So yeah, time move on. Whatever, cool. We make up from this time. I done, pushed him over the balcony, or damn near pushed him over the balcony for taking a whole bath in my house early as fuck in the morning. Suspicious, whatever, cool. So we wake up, he come back to the house, and my fucking JBL speaker come up missing. So we get to arguing, fussing and fighting about that. So this is where shit starts to get good, because it immediately jumps to the good part. So time move on. Now we done reached like probably April, May, June. We done probably reached like Mayish, like middle of May now. We're in the middle of May now. So it's the middle of May or beginning of June. I check Facebook. This bitch said that the reason why he went ghost this time is because he needed an IV. He was feeling down. He needed to be rejuvenated, quote unquote. Immediate red flag. Why the fuck? Like, okay, mind y'all, in part 1 I told y'all he sick every day. Some type of sickness. Whether it's that or like little shit. You get what I'm saying? It's some type of sickness every fucking day. So besides the sickness everyday shit, I get on Facebook and I see that, he needed an IV, whatever, cool. So I'm texting him and I'm like, bitch, I know you had to get an IV because you fucked out, bitch. Like, you didn't call something from fucking one of these punks. And he could tell y'all, I always used to say that. It's to call him on because, yeah, I want to get my word out. What's up, y'all? It's Josiah. Today I got confirmatory results saying that I am HIV-1 positive. I feel a lot worse today, probably just because I got the confirmation. I could be in my head about it a lot, but so in part 4 I talked about, I ended up with him getting the IV, needing to feel rejuvenated and stuff like that, and why he went ghost, whatever. But one thing I do want to include before this is probably like 2 months before, maybe like February-ish. I really don't know the exact time, but specifically I remember going through his tub. Like, he had a tub of clothes. He decided to move out of his mom's house. It was very temporary, and he wanted me to come pick him up, so he brought all his clothes with him. So he put all his clothes in my car, and they just had stayed in there. This particular time, he wanted me to run him to his cousin's house to grab something. Not necessarily to drop him off, but to grab something. So we get there, and I'm waiting over 10 minutes. I'm like, bitch, you doing something. Like, you didn't come here to your cousin's house just to do something. So he texts back and replied or some shit like he was in the shower, some weird ass shit. So I took it upon myself to drop his clothes off right in the apartment complex. I didn't even know the apartment that he was in, but I just dropped this tub off outside the apartment complex. So before I dropped the tub off, I decided to go through the tub. And when I went through the tub, I seen pill bottles with no tag on them, and I seen one that just said amoxicillin. Everybody know what amoxicillin is to fight bacteria. It could be for STD, but it also could be for tooth infection. It could be for anything with bacteria. So because the other bottles didn't have a tag on them, I really didn't think too much of them, and I really didn't want to just like overthink it, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of let that breeze by. Now, getting back on track to where we were, which was June, or around the time that he got off the IV. So around the time that Letarius got off the IV, he came back and he made sure to tell me that, it wasn't because of a sexual sickness, whatever. So we started back fucking. So once we started back fucking, I really wasn't feeling too bad. But honestly, this is when I could have already had HIV. So now we're moving on to the day of where I really felt that my body changed forever. I felt something change in my body, or not necessarily forever, but I felt something change in my body, and it was not a good feeling at all. So on the day of July 6th, I called out of work because I received a message from him saying, like, you know, I thought you was gonna call out, whatever, I'm in that mode, or whatever the fuck he was saying. And he was in that mode, so I was like, you know, let's do it. To clarify, in that mode is kind of like, you know, you ready to fuck type shit. So we get to doing what we do. We chill, you know, we smoking, we listening to music, we just vibing. Time went on. He just walk up, get up, and go to the bathroom. This is why I always say it's always red flags. Anytime we got ready to do something, he always had to go clean his body. You get what I'm saying? More so because of the fact I used to tell him that his meat it had a stench. Like, I could smell it. Before I would give him head or anything, I could always smell it, and I did not like that. So that could have been more of a reason why he decided to just always want to make sure that he cleaned himself right before we did something. But it still didn't change the fact that it was dirty. In part 5, I talked about how he used to always clean his body right before we did stuff, because I used to tell him how his meat had a smell, whatever. So now we are on the day of July 6th, when I felt my body had a physical change, a mental change too. So again, we were smoking, chilling, doing what we do. We got to business. While we doing what we do, he did different things. Like, some things he wouldn't do, I guess because I'm still a guy, so he wasn't too comfortable. But this particular time, he really was like trying to make me be his bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, choking me, like all kind of shit, like all while we were doing what we were doing. So we ended up finishing, and all I remember him saying was that he ejaculated. Once he said it, I'm like, so where did you do it at? Like, you know, I didn't think too much of it, but he was like, nigga, what you mean? So that then I kind of already knew. So, you know, that happened, and I immediately went to the bathroom and started trying to get it up out of me, you know, doing things that I could to remove it. But it was so painful. Like, that's how I knew that something was wrong. So the day went forward. I ended up dropping him at home because he had work and stuff like that. So I'm chilling, and I'm trying to catch up on my rest because I had been up all morning and didn't even sleep. Like, that's really the reason why I called out. So as I'm trying to catch up on my rest, he texted me like, hey, if you come pick me up from work, we can do that again, this, that, and the third, whatever. By this time, I'm like, bitch, you tripping. I'm too sore. I'm not doing nothing. So I stopped responding, and ultimately I ended up falling asleep. And I think it kind of upset him, or this is why I think he ignored me, is because, you know, I didn't come pick him up from work, and I stopped responding to him like for that day. So days went by. Each day I would text him maybe like 1 or 2 messages. I would get no response. So I text him a couple days later. This is like 7th, 8th, and 9th of July. Of July, this month. So like the 7th, and 8th, and 9th, and all this shit, I started texting him like, you know, why you not talking to me? Why you ignore me? So still didn't get no response. Whatever, cool. Time moved on. Yeah, so I still didn't get no response from like the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th really too. So the 10th is when I really like started to feel sick as fuck, and you know, I told him, I'm like, bitch, I don't feel right. So I let a couple days pass because I'm like, again, this is a different type of sex. It's not gonna feel the best afterwards anyway. So now we get to the 12th. On the day of the 12th, and this is some things that I didn't specify in the live video because, again, I know an at-home self-test, they say it's 99% sure, but I wanted to be very, very sure before I made any false accusations on live. So on the 12th, Saturday, I decided to, probably around 4 or 5 p.m., I decided to swab my mouth with an at-home self-HIV test. The first one that I took, it came back positive. The second one that I took, it came back positive. I then started texting him, and I started telling him, you gave me something. I wouldn't specify because, again, it's an at-home test, so I didn't really think like, oh, it's 100% sure. But I told him, and he really was just like, boy, I ain't give you shit. Like, get the fuck off my phone. Stop texting me on Nation. All this weird ass shit. So by this time, I'm through the roof. I'm like, I'm coming to find you wherever you at. I need that. So I get on Facebook Live, and I'm pulling up to his job, both of the jobs that he worked, and I rode by where he resides. So at that time, the first time I was going to the jobs, nobody was saying that he was there. The second time, I'm like, you know what? Even if he ain't here, I'm pulling up and I'm gonna let them know that I need him for this specific reason. So I told everybody at his job on live what I was experiencing, and I think he gave me something. Now, in part 6, I left off with me pulling up to his job, letting everybody at the job know what the fuck was going on. So things in particular that I really remember about on the 12th, Saturday, when I was pulling up to the job, going all frantic and shit, was for one, that a lot of people kept telling me, oh, you don't even know if you got something for sure and you're acting crazy. Kept texting me and calling, saying shit like, oh, we could talk later and you need to get off live and all this weird ass shit. So as he's saying shit like that, the first thing I'm really thinking, like, where is your concern? Like, why is there no concern? So this is where I started to think, like, you definitely knew that you had this shit. If you didn't know the HIV, you knew the syphilis. Like, you knew something because you're showing no concern. He used to always tell me shit like, oh, he on probation and he eventually had to turn himself in, this, that, and the third. So really wasn't thinking too much like it could be, of that. But then, like, on Saturday the 12th, he texted and he said, like, oh, I'm getting ready to turn myself in anyway, this, that, and the third, just get off live, we could talk. And, like, I'm still like, some shit is just not making sense. Like, I'm texting you saying you gave me something that's I'm going to be with for the rest of my life, and the only thing you're saying is you can turn yourself in and that I need to get off live. Like, bitch, what? Like, say more. You need to be more concerned. So eventually I ended up getting off live, and I went to the hospital, and I was kind of like vlogging the whole experience with them pulling my blood, like running tests on me and shit like that, but it was still such a lengthy process. So I get to the hospital and I tell these people, I said, I think I've been exposed to HIV. So me thinking, like, if I tell them that, it's going to be a sense of urgency, like, we need to get him on something to, possibly slow the infection or whatever the fuck. I don't know how it really works. So when I told him that, I still ended up sitting in the waiting room for like a whole ass 2 hours. They called me back there to get my vitals and shit like that. Like, really it just wasn't no concern about it. But again, it's my fault, so really couldn't be mad at them. Now, the reason why I went to the hospital Saturday is because the health department was closed, or the urgent cares were closed by this time. Like, it had got really late because I spent most of the day just rotting around fucking looking for him. Like, that's all I really wanted to do, because again, he would not talk to me about the situation. A lot of people like, why would you even go live without talking to him first? I gave him the chance to talk. He waited till I went live to really want to talk. And even when he really wanted to talk, it still was no concern. It was just no concern about the shit. I'm not really sure why I messed up like that, but yeah. So Sunday I chilled out. Monday I woke up, I went to the health department, and that's really when I started to find out all of my results. They came back and they told me that it was syphilis positive, HIV reactive, but again, it was no guarantee, so nothing was really sure. But they immediately gave me medicine for the syphilis. And so yeah, like, even then I was texting them, telling them and all that kind of shit. Like, his family was saying like, oh, he didn't got tested, we waiting for results. I still have yet to hear anything, but like I said, y'all, I know. So they immediately put me on medication for syphilis, but the whole HIV thing was still something that they had to figure out, or whatever the fuck. The video done got too long, but we basically at the end of the story. Probably gonna be one more little quick little thing, but that's it, y'all. And I'm gonna keep y'all posted on my journey. I'm open about this because I know who did this. I went 3 years with being tested and non-reactive each time. No signs of this. Like, the health department even said, you never had it before, clearly. Like, so I didn't become undetectable or no shit. I never had it. So I know who gave this to me.
What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. Back in the confessional. Yes, we stay in the lit, big dog. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Shout out to my player partner, Lucky Wheels of Deals. He keeps it lit. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Hit the links below. We got HiveMindLabs.com where you can unbig that back. Alright. Now, let's get into it, man. Alright. So we did a live over this one just not long ago, and it was a tough situation. Unfortunately, this man had been put into a compromised position, and there are a lot of people on here talking about, take PrEP and do all this stuff. I mean, it's too late. I mean, for those who are watching, I would advise y'all, if you're actively sleeping with random people, I guess take PrEP, because you never know who's sleeping with who. And it's just a life lesson. And then after doing so many of these this year, I'm talking about record numbers. I'm to the point where I'm like, you know, let me just find one person. There's no need for me to be out here in these streets like this. Let me find one clean person and we'll just be clean together. And that's it. Um, all the rest of this stuff is it's just crazy. Like no sleeping around for me, so I'm cool. Like it just is saddening to see. I mean, but yeah, you shouldn't be just having sex with old random people anyway. But like, man, it's just. But when the chance that you do randomly have random sex with somebody, that could be the consequences. Because that person is probably promiscuous with a lot of other people who are promiscuous with a lot of other people. So, you know, I mean, and I wouldn't say that this is the lifestyle that they chose with the LGBTQ community. This this is hitting uh, straight relationships, community, straight people just as well. What's the reason being? Well, I mean, there could be many reasons, but we can't just blame it on the community. We can blame it on people just being promiscuous, people sleeping around and not protecting themselves, and that's just a fact. But anyway, let me know what y'all think about this crazy situation. If anybody remember the live, I think that live. The reason why he's doing this on TikTok is because he probably got banned from Facebook. Because that live he did definitely got me banned from Facebook. Okay? The things that he was saying definitely got me banned from Facebook. So, it is what it is. I'll be back on Facebook soon. You know, I mean, I wasn't monetized on there, but I'm still actively dropping videos there. So, if you follow me on Facebook, man, say what's up. If you don't follow me, go ahead and go follow me. Everyday people like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.
Day and night. For some women, it can start working in as quick as 1 week.